This is just in Japan on a bike, and I'm about to embark on a very hairy road through the countryside. I'm at possibly the last convenience store in civilization, so to speak, and I'm going to try using sound this time on the bike using this microphone, which you can see probably in camera view. Not really much to say except enjoy the view. It's a very twisty mountain road and I'm headed towards Lake Oketama. So without further ado, we shall be on our way. Okay, I'm trying something new today with this rather poor quality camera. And that is, I've just put the microphone cable through the visor. It's been held in place by the visor. Right. I've no idea what this is going to sound like, but if you can hear this on the video, then that means it's worked out okay. So as you could hear there, the sound was becoming absolutely awful. It's the same problem. It seems that there's a design flaw in this camera and it clearly is not suitable for use with a motorbike. So even before this video today, which is, by the way, it's Saturday the 7th of November, and before recording this today I had already decided to return the camera under Amazon's 30-day returns policy. Basically never buy a cross-tour action camera for motorbike use. It's a pretty poor camera. You get what you pay for. It was a big mistake. So what I will do is, rather than give you a running commentary voiceover, it's really disappointing because I was giving a running commentary for the whole journey, and rather than, obviously I've had to remove that audio because it sounds awful because it's nearly all wind noise, and rather than give you a running commentary I shall add some music and just please enjoy. So just so you know where I am, I'm on a mountain road going towards somewhere called Lake Oketama, which is a dammed reservoir. That is a literal dammed reservoir with a dam, as opposed to any profanity. And I drove this road on Tuesday this week in my car for the first time ever. And while I was driving, I thought this must be a really nice motorcycle route, and perhaps rather challenging in places. And here I am on Saturday morning riding this route. So it's my second ever time to travel this route, the first time being in my car on Tuesday, and today the second time on my motorbike. So I really can't say I'm familiar with this road, so I had to take it easy. It's a real pity you can't hear, because I was expecting the sound this time to be better and you could hear the sound of the engine and the exhaust note, which sounds nice, but unfortunately that's not possible due to the problems with this camera. So if you've got any advice on what kind of camera to get that's suitable for use on a motorbike, please. I know that everybody's doing it. I mean, loads of people are doing it, but I don't know anybody personally, to me, that I can talk to about what motorbike mounted or helmet mounted camera they're using. I just know that people are doing it and uploading to the internet. so I need to get some kind of better camera system. Anyway, I shall add some music, and well, hopefully you can still enjoy the video even though there's no commentary with me explaining things that I may know about the route, although I don't know a lot about it. But I was talking about Japan and the motorbike. I was giving like a review of the bike as well, but unfortunately that has been, well, it was inaudible and it's been deleted now, and I'm just going to add some music, so please enjoy.
Well, a long time ago, came a man on a track, walking 30 miles with a sack on his back. And he put down his load where he thought it was the best, made a home in the wilderness. Built a cabin and a winter store, and he plowed up the ground by the cold lake shore. The other travelers came walking down the track, and they never went further, no, they never went back. Then came the churches, then came the schools, then came the lawyers, then came the roads, then came the trains and the trucks with their load, and the dirty old track, it was the telegraph road. Then came the mines, then came the ore, then there was a hard time. shut it down. I got a right to go to work, but there's no work here to be found. Yes, and they say we're gonna have to pay what's owed. We're gonna have to reap from some seed that's been sowed. And the birds up on the wires and the telegraph poles, they can always fly away from this rain and this cold. You can hear them singing out the telegraph code all the way down the telegraph road. I'd sooner forget, but I remember those nights. Yeah, life was just a bet on a race between the lights. You had your head on my shoulder, you had your hand in my hair. Now you act a little cold, like you don't seem to care. But just believe in me, baby, and I'll take you away from out of this darkness and into the day. From these rivers of headlights, these rivers of rain, that lives on the streets with these names. 'Cause I run every red light on memory lane. I see desperation explode into flames, and I don't wanna see it
That was Dire Straits and Telegraph Road. Something I wanted to mention was that you can probably see the road surface is rather hit and miss. In some places very bumpy, and in some places of course very narrow, and in some places the road surface isn't too bad. I felt that in some places the road surface had been recently resurfaced, but something you may want to look out for is that there are drainage channels that run across the roads in places. There are lots of manhole covers as well, but these drainage channels that run across the road are covered with metal protective covers that run across the entire width of the road, just there for example, and there, and sometimes they run right across the apex of the bend, which makes it rather hazardous when a motorbike is leaning to go around a bend, especially in the wet. They are extremely dangerous when those metal covers across those drainage channels are wet on the apex of bends. Really dangerous, and something that could potentially cause a terrible accident. Luckily the conditions here in the video now, as you see, are dry, but I still had to slow down somewhat because they still, even in dry conditions, affected traction around the bends. And of course, as you can see, there are chevrons in the road as well, which make it rather bumpy and are designed to encourage us to slow down. Not such a big issue, didn't need to slow down too much, just felt bumpy more than anything. So the speed you see, I haven't affected the speed in any way. It's all perfectly the exact speed. I haven't changed the video speed whatsoever. So there we are. I shall pick out some more music.
Ulysses, an old man of 22, took up the Odyssey in a world that was used to be in. You saw what no man had seen before, and in his finest hour he was king. Ulysses lived in a land of trees, owned by a population who suffered from bad dictation. When he knew there was something that he could do, he formed a guerrilla army just to win. When the president heard of his intent, reprisals were the order of the day. Posted ultimatums that he would castrate them if the peasants didn't give him away. Ulysses, chased by the royal police in an effort to thwart disaster, to kill him and save the master. Ulysses, the guard of the prison keys, set all the victims of injustice free. knew that much was true, but how to tell which way it blew? He had no clear way of knowing. High in the trees, a whispering breeze, but these were new thoughts in the air, and where they came from, he didn't care. He only knew this was a good time to be alive. Ulysses, fighting the war for peace, started a revolution against every institution. Ulysses said he'd fight until he was dead for the right of a man to live in the freest way. Ulysses, an old man at 22, took up the art of seeing in a world that was used to be in. Ulysses saw what no man had seen before, and in his finest hour he was king. The presidential boss knew the game was lost, but ordered all his armies to war. Then he packed his bags, escaped disguised in drag to Switzerland, of bank accounts and more. Ulysses confronted his enemies, and in a gory battle slaughtered them all like cattle. When he won at losses of 3-1, pronounced the entire population free. much he knew. That much was true. And he said, take all you need. This ain't the time for asking. High in the trees, a whispering breeze. But these were new thoughts in the air. Were people ready? They didn't care. They only knew this was a good time to be alive. Ulysses saw just what anarchy did to the peasant person, results of their own subversion. Ill at ease, they murdered poor Ulysses under the watchful eye of the church trustees. Ulysses, an old man at 22, took up the art of seeing in a world that was just to be in. Ulysses saw what no man had seen before, and in his finest hour he was king.
That was Ulysses by Accolade. As you can see, the autumn colours are really nice. I think this is the best time of year to go out on a motorbike in Japan. The weather is warm but not too hot. Generally it's dry, and the autumn leaves are absolutely lovely. I think the autumn colours of Japan are revered by locals and foreigners alike. The red leaves that you see are Japanese maple, and they are particularly revered. So you've probably noticed that the road has gone up and then it's gone down, and it seems to go on forever, doesn't it? It's I mean, when I refer to it as the countryside and the wilderness, so it's obviously the countryside. It's not that remote, but quite interestingly, it's, I mean, you can see it's a Saturday, not much traffic, and the destination I'm going to is rather remote, but when I get there, it's actually, although I'm in Yamanashi Prefecture at the moment, I'm headed towards Oketama Lake, Lake Oketama, which is a reservoir, and it's in the northwest corner of Tokyo. So there we go. Finally got a road sign. I shall be taking a right turn. That's right here, and I don't know whether you can see it, but straight on there was a car sitting in the shadows, just stopped there, and I did have a brief moment where I thought, oh no, is that an unmarked police car, but nothing came of it. So we're really going down now. It seems to be somewhat characteristic of a glacier valley. I suspect that's what it is, but I could be wrong. And I shall choose some more music. By the way, this is Can You Understand by Renaissance.
Dollars down the penny drain, frozen in the clouds. Dream away the last of pain in waterfalls of sounds. Float across the icy pools, leaves with curl and sway. Now your mind is floating cool, and you can find the way. Can you understand? You can really understand. When the darkness comes, you still shine. Open up your eyes and make the day shine, sunshine now. Open up your dreams and make the way shine, sunshine now. Can you understand? You understand. Can you understand? You understand. Open up your life and make your lifetime sunshine now. Open up your soul and make your lifeline sunshine now. Can you understand? You understand. Can you understand? You understand.
So here we are at our destination, which is Lake Oketama. It's a reservoir. It's one of the major reservoirs that feeds water to Tokyo. It's actually Tokyo Prefecture. We're up in the northwest of Tokyo Prefecture. You wouldn't believe it, as it seems so rural. The dam, if I'm going from memory, from Tuesday, I think it was built in 1957, and there's a little bit of information around the parking areas and the pathways around the dam and lake. I'm now riding along the west and going around to the northern side of the lake, and I'm looking for a parking area where there are toilets, and for those who need it, there's also some small refreshment stands and shops and things. So here we are. I shall play some more music.
Sweet surrender on the quayside. You remember we used to run and hide. In the shadow of the cargoes, I take you one time. We're counting all the numbers down to the waterline. When neon misses on the dog-leaf stairway, French kisses in the darkened doorway. Foghorn blowing out a wild and cold. The policeman, he shines a light on my shoulder. Up comes a coaster, fast and silent in the night. Over my shoulder, all you can see are the pilot lights. No money in our jackets and our jeans are torn. Your hands are cold, but your lips are warm. Seeing on the jetty that you used to know. She can feel him in the places where the sailors go. When she's walking by the river or the railway line, she can still hear him whisper, let's go down to the waterline. Come on.
That was Dire Straits and Down to the Waterline. Something that I forgot to mention is that when I bought my bike, my Suzuki GSX-S1000F, when I picked it up from the dealer and I first got on it and the engine was going, and I asked the dealer, amongst a few other things, just to check the, things like the switches and various functions of the bike, I asked where the headlamp switch was to switch the headlamp off, and he said that it's not possible to switch off the headlamp. They are permanently on. It's a safety feature in law now that all bikes sold new in Japan have the headlamp on by default. There's no off switch for the headlamp. I don't know when that became law, and I don't know which other countries that is law. I know that most bikers, or I mean really probably more than 90% of bikers that I see always have their headlamps on, even bikes that are pre that law, that predate that law. But certainly, going from memory, I think I've always used my headlamp. As I've mentioned though, I haven't used it on main beam where it's not necessary, and I find that quite annoying when bikers have their headlamps on main beam where it isn't necessary. I think that's a bit over the top. It's certainly annoying to oncoming traffic. But yeah, so it seems that having our motorbike headlamp on by default is the law, and I don't know when that became law. Maybe you can let me know in the comments below.
Take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same. Mama don't understand it. She wants to know where I've been. I'd have to be some kind of natural born fool to wanna pass that way again. But you know I could feel it on a country road. Sail on home to Jesus, won't you, good girls and boys? I'm all in pieces, you can have your own choice. But I can hear a heavenly band full of angels, and they're coming to set me free. I don't know nothing about the wild wind, but I can tell you that it's bound to be, because I could feel it, child, yeah, on a country road. I guess my feet know where they want me to go, walking on a country road, yeah. Take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same, child. Mama don't understand it. She wants to know where I've been. I have to be some kind of natural born fool. I wanna pass that way again, but I could feel it low on a country road. Walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down a country road. La 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 country road. Oh yeah, walking on a country road. Country road.
James Taylor, Country Road. This is the end of part 1. I'm off to use the conveniences. Join me in part 2.